Hello, I'm Sarah Golden, VP of Energy at GreenBiz, and welcome to GreenBiz Studio. I am delighted to be joined today by Chuck Hanna, who is Vice President of National Accounts and Solution Sales at Constellation Energy. Chuck, welcome to GreenBiz Studio.
Thank you, Sarah. Very pleased to be here with you today and to be part of the GreenBiz conference in this interview and our discussion today. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We are having this conversation at such an important moment when so many companies are considering their decarbonization journey, and it's really complicated right now in this energy ecosystem. At the same time that new companies are trying to get in and get into the market and figure out how they can decarbonize. So can we start out by you sharing some of the tensions that companies and people heading up energy strategies are considering as they start on this journey?
Sure. Thank you again. And there's a lot of drivers in terms of what our customers are experiencing out there, some of which you mentioned around, the fight against climate change, how they're able to decarbonize their operation, and then how they're also to manage through a lot of the changes in their business model, whether it's driven by sustainability or just other market dynamics that these companies are experiencing. And, we have a lot of expertise in a number of these areas that our customers are looking to transform their business. And it starts really from a combination of planning and developing an overall strategy around what the customers are embarking on, as well as, specific solutions in terms of how they meet their near term and longer term goals, which is a combination of both cost as well as new technologies. And again, meeting sustainability goals they may have in place.
Yeah, there are so many moving pieces here, and I realize this is not an area where one size fits all. And so when you're working with organizations, how do you advise that they evaluate different options and strategies?
Yeah, it sounds like a simple question, but it's pretty complex, as you mentioned earlier in our discussion. And a big part of that is understanding where the customer is in their planning and strategy process. So in some cases, we find that many of these companies are well along in terms of having developed a strategy. We serve 3/4 of the Fortune 100 companies. Many of those have well-defined strategies, but we also recognize there's many other companies that are embarking around this decarbonization effort that don't have any strategies in place. And to begin with, it's important to have a strategy in terms of where the customer is evolving their business over time. So that's kind of the first thing we look for in terms of what's in place, if not assisting customers with how they may develop a strategy, either through the resources that we can support them with or through others that they may want to work with there. And then I think there's a couple of things that I've evolved our offerings to assist them as well. Once they have a planned strategy in place, is to identify different types of solutions that we can assist them. And there's a number of key parts to that. One is around having the right data. And what we found in this business is to be able to get the right data around creating a baseline in terms of what you're measuring, your goals, particularly around carbon reduction, is very key. And although there's many providers in that space in terms of offering platform, really what it comes down to is the data quality, integrity of what the customers are able to access and how they organize that. And again, one of the advantages that I think we have in terms of assisting customers in this area is the number one supplier to commercial and industrial customers in terms of the power side of the business in deregulated markets, and then as well as one of the top 10 natural gas providers. We already have a lot of this data, through our billing systems that's, very high quality. We can assist customers in that area to at least get them started. And then we have various tools in terms of platforms that enable customers to, integrate all of their data to begin with in terms of, again, creating a baseline. So that's step number one. And then once the customers have good, high quality data, then the next thing is to figure out different alternatives they may consider in terms of improving where they are from a sustainability standpoint to where they want to get to. And then being able to model what that looks like first. And then once they have an understanding of that, being able to better qualify those types of solutions, alternatives. And then the third step around that would be the implementation of those solutions. And again, when the customer gets to the implementation stage of this, it's very complex in terms of, how to do these projects, and then making sure that they're not standalone projects that don't adversely impact other parts of their operation. And again, I think that's an area that we've developed a pretty strong expertise in terms of being able to integrate a lot of those offerings to help the customers first simplify things, meet their longer term goals, and achieve their objectives.
Sounds like quite a journey. So it's this gathering data, creating the strategy, and then implementation. I'm sure easier said than done. I know that Constellation helps organizations with procurements of clean energy. And I'm curious, how do you source energy for your customers? And what are some of those carbon-free solutions that you recommend?
Yeah, so we have a number of different alternatives. It could be from our large portfolio that we generate per se. So we're the largest generator of carbon-free energy in the U.S. That comes from a combination of what we refer to as our carbon-free energy centers, which is a nuclear-based portfolio, which is the largest in the U.S. We also have a large hydro fleet as well as a renewable fleet. And then in addition to that, we have gone out and developed other projects, third-party projects, with developers to provide our customers with additionality or new build renewable resources in addition to that. So what we've been able to do is provide a combination of carbon-free resources, either from our existing portfolio, new build resources, as well as a combination of all those. And we've been able to offer those either as a product-specific type solution offering, depending on what the customer's interest may be, or we can integrate a number of those different types of resources to provide carbon-free energy in each hour to match with customers' usage in each hour, which is a recently developed solution that we created in 2023 and have had a number of large companies sign up for that solution as well.
Well, Chuck, thank you so much for joining me in GreenBiz Studio today. And thanks for the work that you're doing to make energy options more accessible and more use cases.
Thanks, Sarah. We appreciate the opportunity to be with you today and the opportunity to work with our customers around these exciting opportunities with respect to carbon-free energy and other solutions as they evolve their business models. We appreciate their time.
Until next time, I'm Sarah Golden for GreenBiz.